This week's episode, sad, like very sad, very depressing. It's not jolly anymore. Nothing really is. Not a single storyline has its happy moment. And I see what they're trying to do, what the creators of the show try to do. They really try to make you feel for those characters, for those situations. The problem is you can't connect to those things if you haven't had enough time or empathy build for those characters and those themes and those situations and horses that all of a sudden become relevant without us even having prior knowledge.
Wait a minute! I love horses, but I was just kind of like, okay, like who cares? You didn't really show us any relationship that Isildur had with the horse, so it's like you could tell me anything about this horse, and it's like I guess I have to believe it because you're just never gonna show me the proof. Like you should have introduced this episodes ago. It's lazy writing. But it's like, don't you want us to care? Like I'm trying so hard and I just don't.
To be fair, I remember Isildur having a scene with his horse when we get to meet Isildur, so we know the horse was important. But those things don't work if we don't see a quality time that Isildur had with the horse. Yeah, it's just all of a sudden I'm forced to feel for someone who I didn't know they existed in the first place, or I completely forgot because they were this irrelevant. We're starting in the Mordor apocalypse setting, and like the first question that comes to mind is how did they survive that? You know, that's a blast of power and fire that was quite near them.
There's this one guy crawling on the ground who's on fire, and he's like, you know, you can hear him, he's like but everybody just goes to save the main characters who nobody's on fire. All the main characters are just like a big logs on one and stuff like that. It's like, hey, you know, like I think they can wait. Like some of these people need fires put out on them.
Yeah, there were losses and stuff, but surprise, surprise, all characters that were important to the story or relevant, they survived. And I feel like it's a missed opportunity. They could have killed off some of characters like Browen and Arondir, and nope, they all still get to live happily and ever after. I mean, yeah, we'll see, but
surprise, surprise, Bronwyn defied all odds, like, you know, shot by 2 arrows last episode, almost had her throat slit by an orc, exploded in Mordor. Like she's like the Terminator, like she's unstoppable.
Yeah, no drama. There's tremendous amount of drama without us actually feeling anything for it. So yeah, it sucks. It doesn't work. I don't know what else to say about that.
So Elrond's trying to negotiate with Durin's father, the king. In exchange for letting the elves mine for Mithril, they would offer them 5 centuries of game grain and wood. And immediately I thought, like, that's the exact same thing I've promised people in like a campaign of Catan. And I was just like wondering, like, is this where some of the writing came from? Like they all sat around and played a campaign and they're like, oh my god, we should put this in the show. Not really an important note, just thought it was kind of funny. My feelings of Elrond, the actor at least, have changed. I think that he is really doing probably like one of the best jobs in the show. Him and Durin, like I look forward to their scenes. They're the only ones that are interesting to me right now. They're the funniest characters, like they actually have back and forth. There's another shot for shot scene here, and it's very similar to the first Lord of the Rings.
They were hiding from orcs, so Theo and Galadriel were in this creek, which was a huge homage to our Frodo and Sam and Pippin and Merry hiding from Nazgul in a similar sort of creek, and then Orc and Nazgul trying to smell them. And yeah, like again, nothing original. Perhaps there were little, I don't know, notes to the trilogy in order for the audience to somehow connect, and I don't know, it feels very forced. It feels like a rip-off to me. It doesn't work, and I'm tired of seeing those homages to Lord of the Rings.
There's a lot here to the show where like I understand what they're trying to do, but it's just not being executed correctly.
Caleburn, we get to finally find out what happened to Caleburn, because we had so many discussions and fans were not happy that they completely skipped Caleburn. But I'm glad that they straighten it out. As far as we know, you know, he's somewhere out there. It's fine. They probably will come together at some point. But yeah, at least we got the answer. So I'm happy about that. I appreciate that. When Elrond and Durin started mining on their own for the Mithril and stuff, you know, the whole mountain moved. It was incredible to me that the king hasn't found them earlier. Like, they made the actual mountain move. It was strange for him not to appear there sooner. Speaking of which, they dig deep enough, they found the Mithril, and I called it, Balrog. We get to see Balrog, and it's pretty awesome. Yeah, they awaken it. Now there's no going back. We all know how it goes from now, and I feel sorry for Khazad-dûm. Overall, depressing episode, and yeah. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next week.